Howdy YouTube, and welcome to this episode of The Gunman. So today we've got a review and demonstration on the latest SADA-Jet edition. True Soul is just the design on it, and as you're going to see here in a minute, it's got a pretty cool design, but the gun itself is just a X5500. So this is a gun that comes in quite a few different configurations. So you've got a couple of different fan types to choose from. So you've got the I and the O. The O being a more oval shaped fan. As you can see up there on screen, the diagram of the O has got more of a wetter center to it. Whereas the I, which is what I went for here, the I has got a more flatter fan to it. So personally, I do prefer the I just find that it gets a more even distribution of the paint throughout the entire fan rather than having that big heavy oval center. And yeah, with the old school SADAs or with the O style SADAs, I just found you could get runs really easily and you could overload the material really easily. Whereas this one here, the I pattern, I find it's just a really good even distribution of the fluid. So the design itself is pretty cool if you ask me. I mean, I wouldn't say it's one of the best I've ever seen, but it's far from one of the worst. I don't know what they were thinking with that one they did a couple of years ago. It was like the SADA hippie or something like that, and it's like, oh yeah, that might appeal to the 70-year-old painters. But hey, that's all subjective, I guess. The design is something that you're either gonna like or dislike. So yeah, don't let my opinion sway you. But this one I would say above average. Yes, I've seen some pretty bad ones, and I think that the SADA do actually have a pretty good quality. I don't know what you'd call it, like a wrap. I don't know exactly how they get the graphics on there, but it does look pretty damn cool. It's sort of, this one here, it sort of reminds me of, I think like in Mexico, I've seen it on some like Discovery Channel or something like that. Some documentary I watched there once where like in Mexico they've got these like death rituals, and I don't know, like it's like some kind of a religious thing or something, and it sort of looks like that. It looks like that kind of a thing. So I'm sorry to any of my Mexican viewers if I didn't find the right word, but that's the best I've got. It kind of looks like that style. But yeah, it says freedom on the side, and I don't know if they're just sort of like having a laugh sending that to an Aussie at the moment. Like on the side of this gun it says freedom, and here I am living in Melbourne, Australia, only allowed to leave home to go to work or get food, or I think I'm allowed to go down to the park. So geez, thank you government, that's really freedom. But yeah, look, all of that aside, I am actually thankful that I'm allowed to go to work, because I know there's lots of people who aren't allowed to, and my heart does go out to all of those people who have been affected by the coronavirus worldwide. So yes, all of that aside, back to the painting, and as you can see, that's one hell of a solid fan on this spray gun. I really wanted to rush into and do a review on this this gun a week ago, but then I thought, you know what, I had this job here coming up, so I thought, look, I'll hold off doing the review. And I thought, because this is black, it's like it's gloss black, so you can really see exactly what's going on. You can, I don't know, the reflection off of black is going to be better than any other colors, so I thought I'd hold off for an extra week and take you guys through this job for the purpose of the review. Now, I have actually been using this gun for the last 2 weeks, and what I like to do when I do a gun review is use the gun for a week or two and then go back to my usual, and then that'll sort of give me a gauge. So my my benchmark is the Pro Lights, right? Now, most of my viewers will know that. Pro Light T21.3, that is my benchmark. So I used this for a couple of weeks, went back to the Pro Light, and honestly, this is probably the better gun. Like, this is actually it's got a slightly bigger fan on it, and I can barely believe I'm saying that, because I've been quite critical of SADA over the years, but this gun does actually have a slightly bigger fan, and it gets the paint on a little bit more even, I've found. So I've been doing at this shop here like full resprays on Mazdas. So we've got these warranty jobs coming in from Mazda, and they're all Sol Red Crystal, which is 46V is the paint code, and that's a candy color. So it's actually a real candy. Like, it's not just a fake candy, it's a real candy. And anyone that sprayed candies will know that it's very important to get that candy down very evenly, or else you'll see striping or heavy spots and light spots, and that will come out in the color more so than any other type of a color because it's a candy. And I use this gun on one of those resprays for the candy stage, and wow, I was blown away with it. Not only was it really fast because I went for the 1.3, but it was just so even, and it just sprayed the color down like effortlessly. So yeah, I was very, very impressed with that. And as I say, going from this back to my Pro Light, back to this, I'm like, you know what? This is actually the better gun. So I do actually have a few criticisms, and I still hold those criticisms of SATA, you know. Look, personally, I think they're a little bit overpriced. Like, not too much. I reckon drop an extra $200 off the price and they would be really well priced. I just think they're just a little bit above what they should be for what they do. But on the other hand, look, SATA, they know that they make the best guns on the market, if you know what I mean. But on the other hand, there's another couple of things that I don't like about them. I don't like the air swivels down the base of the gun. They do these kind of practices. It's kind of like Apple. It's like they know they're the best so they can get away with it, if you know what I mean. It's nearly anti-consumer. It's like, so the swivel on the base of that gun means that you can't go and put a standard cheater valve or a gauge down the base of the gun. So what that does is pushes you in the direction of the digital gun. So if you were to get the non-digital version of this, if you go and put a gauge down the bottom, it spins around and it's so annoying. So that pushes you in the direction of the digital gun, and that's an extra $100 or $200 on top of the price tag. So look, to me that just seems a little bit annoying. It's always been annoying with the SATAs. Like, one of my old bosses used to have one of the SATA 4000s, and I went to use it one day to do a review, like very early on in the piece, and I'm like, I want to know the pressure that I'm using so that I could tell my viewers, and it was a non-digital, and I'm like, man, this is so bloody stupid. Like, I'm trying to paint and this gauge is just spinning around on the base of the gun. So it was really strange, like, why you would put that there, and it's so unnecessary because the air fitting's always going to be able to spin in the coupling because there's like 5 or 6 ball bearings in there, and they just spin around as the air fitting spins. So it's really unnecessary, and it just, I don't know, I could be 100% wrong, like big conspiracy theory, Alex Jones type shit, you know, but it's just always came across that way. And look, I think there's a good reason that most other manufacturers don't put them in there. But look, in saying all that, I had someone leave a comment on one of my SATA videos the other day, and he said that he loves the air swivel on his SATAs, and he was let down that the phaser didn't have the air swivel on it. So what I say and what the next person say may be two different things. At the end of the day, I'm just here to tell you my opinion, and you're obviously welcome to disagree. Now, as I say, I do think they are a little bit overpriced. Would I say this is the best bang for buck you can get? No, it's definitely not. I'd still say that the Pro Lights are, like the versatility, you can get all the different air caps, the fluid tips, and all that stuff. Whereas, yeah, this gun here for candies, so this is a job I was telling you that I did, the first job I did with it actually, and I was very, very impressed. So I was able to get that candy down really nice and even, no blotchiness, no patchiness, and yeah, I was very, very impressed with it straight off the bat. And it hasn't let me down. This is one of those guns that I've decided I'm going to keep. Now, previously, because they're worth so much, this is what happens. Someone always comes up to me and they're like, hey Gunny, you got a spare gun that you don't need? And I'm like, well, I could sell this gun here second hand for like $800, whereas, you know, like a second-hand Pro Light, you're never going to get that much money for it. You're not even going to spend that much on a brand new one. So it's always so tempting to just sell a used SATA because they are worth so much money. But this time I've decided I'm going to keep it because it is just so damn good for these candies. It's going to be my candy gun. I'm not going to use it on every single job, but I tell you what, man, it is one hell of a solid gun. I can't fault it, and I can barely even believe that I'm saying this, but it's probably the best, if not the second best gun on the market. So what I've actually been just sent out is a DV1 with a new air cap on it, which is the C2. So I haven't even unboxed that yet. So I'm gonna actually, then one of the next videos that's coming up on this channel is going to be the new air cap on the DV1. Another thing that people have been asking me for quite some time is to do a top 10 with money not an issue. And you know what? I think it's time to do that. So I'm gonna have to re-record all the footage, get myself, it's going to be a big project, and I've actually started recording everything in 4K these days. So we may as well even do a spray gun giveaway at the end, as we usually do. But let us know what you think. A top 10 spray gun shootout where money is not an issue. So we're just focusing on the quality of the tool and the results it gives. That'll be very interesting to do. I don't know where the guns are going to get now. These are big projects I'm talking when I do these top 10, so it does take a fair bit of planning for me, a fair bit of shooting, and then obviously a lot of editing as well. But all my video footage is going to be 4K from now on. I've just ordered myself a new GoPro. I've done a big upgrade on my PC. Now the video footage that you see in this video was not 4K as of yet, because this is some older footage. But yes, in the future it's all going to be a little bit better. I have actually had a few people complain about the video quality recently, so hopefully we can improve that for you guys in the future. Now all of that aside, I hope you guys did enjoy watching this video. If you did, give it a big like. If you want to support the channel, be sure to go and check out some of our merchandise. We've actually just got some brand new merchandise in. There's links to that in the description. There is also a link for where to buy this spray gun in the description as well. Now you've seen this video, get out there and paint some shit. Gunman out. I'd like to say a big thanks to everyone for watching, and if you'd like to support the channel further, you're more than welcome to go over and check out some of the merchandise we've got. My personal favorite is those spray suits. So they're a good quality Colad branded spray suit with the Gunman logo on it. There's also hats, drink coolers, hoodies, and t-shirts. So be sure to go over and check out the link in the description if you are interested.